So, welcome back to Cash Shit. Where we're talking cash shit, we're talking all the shit as long as they can't book us for no job because we're trying to have a career out here. Okay? It's Friday and we ready to swing. Pick up my girls and hit the party swinging. Okay? First off, just to get it started right, okay, as you know, this is Cash Shit. I'm James. If you hear somebody in the background, it is Shane Sparks, Bubba Sparks. I forgot to say it right. Shaboom Shakat in the background. Everybody say, hey, Shane.
Hey,
And Shane say, hey. So before we start, though, really quick, just want to start off really quick. Shane has an announcement. So we'll just give a quick moment to Shane. So just listen in the background and you will hear, yeah?
I'm going to try and be as loud as possible, y'all. The goal of Cash It is to bring the dance community together to have conversations about pressing issues within the community. So in terms of the community, our good friend Lisa has also created an event called Open Floor to not only bring our community together, but all artists. Open Floor is an event used to curate unique and compelling experiences to provide a platform for artists, promote individuality, and create a space that will leave everyone inspired. Their recent event called Through It featured creatives such as Danae, Quinny, I think I said that right, Alex, Robert Green, all who we know are well established in the industry. They cover topics from like their journey, their careers, the impact of COVID-19, mental health awareness, and a bunch of other shit. She's also trying to give back to organizations that directly impact the community. Her Instagram name is opn.flr. Follow them, learn when, donate. Also, if you want to donate, it should be pinned in the description bar as well. It'll be the same thing without the dot at OPNFLR, Open Floor essentially. And you can donate at Cash App and Venmo. So yeah, good shit, y'all. We got to bring the community together. We got to, uplift one another. We got to support one another. And Lisa's doing great shit. So definitely check it out.
Amazing. Round of applause. Round of applause for Lisa.
Come on, Lisa.
Okay. I'm just going to pin this real quick. So now that we have, give a quick shout out to Lisa. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and get a topic. So today we do not have a gag of the week because this show is jam-packed, okay? Jam-packed with amazing guests. So today we are talking about, as you can see at the bottom that is pinned, we are unpacking masculinity in movement. We are talking about masculinity in dance. We are talking about what are the norm, like what does society deem as masculine? Should men dance a certain way in the industry? Does that hinder them from working? Does that hinder them from taking certain classes and training a certain way? Does it not hinder them? Does it make them, we're getting into all of those things because it is a deep conversation. Sometimes it can even go into sexuality. We're going to cover all of these different topics and we're going to start with. This guy is the fucking bomb. He has worked OD. He is a hip hop instructor. He's been at BDC. He teaches at Millennium in Toronto. He has his own studio in Toronto. He's done Ellen. He's done Dancing with the Stars. He's done the AMAs. He did Britney Spears tour. He did Nicki Minaj, J-Lo. I mean, he is a working dancer. Yeah. So we're going to give it up for who? George Jones. Okay. George Jones in the building. Clip it up.
Oh, what's good? You nailed that.
What's up, George?
James, I was trying not to take your look today, dog.
I mean, bald heads don't care.
You already know. What's good, man? You doing well?
I'm good. I'm here. I'm alive. How are you?
I'm good. You baking it, making it.
I feel it.
We all making it.
Everybody support George. You had a fundraiser recently for your
Yes,
studio, right?
from my studio, Industry House Studios. If you click the link in my bio, you could donate. We're family-owned business, and we're just trying to provide affordable dancing and like industry-level training for those that want it in Toronto. So if you ever out here, come on through, y'all.
Yes, please do, because George is what? The truth.
Can dance.
So we're gonna just go ahead and jump right into it.
Yeah, let's go.
So, just a quick question. So, how do you feel about the industry when it comes to male dancers and the quote unquote dancing like men, or what society
I look
deems as
terrible,
masculine?
There we go. I feel as though putting people in a box is the worst thing you could do. And if you put yourself inside of a box, you're pigeonholed. You're stuck in that box. You know what I mean? As an artist, if you're trying to excel and be that artist that is ever evolving, ever changing, ever growing, ever learning, like that, like Bruce Lee, I'm in the zone. You don't put yourself in a box, yo. You don't go, why they dancing like that? You go, okay, they dancing like that. Let me go dance like that, and let's see if it's the way I.
And that's that on that.
Amen. Amen.
Sorry, I had to say that real quick.
Amen. You know what I mean? Because it's like, what happened to androgynous? What happened to there being no definition? Like, I'm an 80s, 90s baby, right? So it was Prince, it was Michael Jackson, it was all them cats with long, flowy hair. Michael was wearing thong leotards, but he still was the flyest man you saw. He could stand still and you would watch. So it's not about masculinity. It's about being able to dance how you want to dance, but then being able to shed your skin and dance how someone else is feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you feel like, kind of based off that, I mean, do you feel like, have you run into people who that's become an issue with? Like, have you been on jobs or situations where, like, there have been other dancers, you have to name them, but, like, other dancers didn't want to compromise?
And that's the thing about it. If you're training, as a dancers, we're training to not fail. If someone throws something at us, we want to be able to take on the task. That's why we take as many classes, as many styles as you can. But you're going to get on a job where someone's going to tell you, hey, I need you to, when I was doing J-Lo, I had just come from Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj, we were out there, we were giving fish, we were giving everything you needed, everything that went across the board with Nicki. But when I got to J-Lo, Casper told me, yo, can you take a little bit of that hip out? Can you like tuck that in? Can you stand up a little bit? Because I was giving what my job required. And that's where the lines get like a little blurry, because when you coming up, you forgetting that it's a business. I've been fired because I'm too short. I've been fired because I'm not light enough. It's not just masculine, feminine. And you got to know that that's what this is about. And you got to be able to go, all right, I'm going to dance this way. But if Brian Friedman called me, I'm going to drop this and I'm a slave for you. Right?
Come through.
You know what I mean?
Through. So as far as like classes are concerned, like, I mean, I guess you kind of answered it, but I was like, how do you feel about classes that give you more freedom of choice? Like, I feel like, there are classes where it's like, you have to, I want you to dance this way. And then there's classes where it's like, live your life. And do you feel like maybe the classes where it's like, live your life are doing a disservice to male dancers? Like, as far as like, who wants to work?
No, because when I was coming up in New York, I was coming up under Jonte, Ramon, dancing with Derrell, dancing with people who are powerful. You got to embrace that. You got to embrace their power, and you got to look at somebody and go, let me embrace that. Let me learn that, so that when I have to dance with them, they don't blow me out the water. Or I stand out when there's two bookends and I'm in the middle, not looking like them. It's a respect choice. It's a respect choice for yourself to decide, okay, let me do it how they doing real quick. If you trying to get a job, you know what I mean? Yeah. But as far as class, you gotta step into those classes. And those people that don't step into the class because they're like, I don't want to move like that, you're gonna miss a job opportunity. You're gonna miss an opportunity that could change your life. I never imagined I would dance for Britney Spears, but my ass was out there with leather, everything on, knee-high boots, living my life around the world 3 times.
Go off. I mean, do you feel like doing those things is there like a fear of like judgment
Of course,
doing
of
those type
course,
of jobs?
as a young black man, like I was ridiculed the moment I started dancing. My grandmother was like, "Yo, you gay? You tripping? Get out of here." You know what I mean? Like there's always a constant fear as a truly heterosexual man, but it's like I'm not gonna be fearful when I get my dream. You can't care when it comes to your dreams. You can't care what nobody else is gonna say. All you got to do is prepare, because when the opportunity comes, you want to be able to jump into that skin and grab that joint. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. Facts. One last question, kind of speaking off of that, because like, you know, dance is kind of like, I feel like characterized as like a feminine act. Like everybody's like, I don't know, it just seems to be a little more feminine, like, or like, oh, you gay if you dance kind of thing. Like, you know, people would joke about things like that. Like, do you feel that people try to overcompensate to counteract that image of femininity? Like, you know, especially like with just men, period. Like they try to like masculine or super or whatever. Or
I don't know. I don't know, man. It's 2020, man. It's not a new day, but it's a new day when it comes to certain things now. You know what I mean? So, I'm not really sure if there's that pressure, but people, I mean, there are people that do. You got to think about it. People come from different cultures, different families. Like, you know, like I have so many friends that are close and that are gay, that they come from different backgrounds, and some people can tell their family, some people can't. Some people, your friends become your family because this is your life, and the culture you come from is never going to understand that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there is a pressure, but you got to release it. You got to be yourself, yo. If you want to be happy out here, you got to be yourself. You can't let nobody stop you, man. You can't let fear stop you.
True. DeAndre said in the comments,
What up, DeAndre?
Someone tell me why we're assigning societal gender constructs to movement.
Well, let's think about this. Classically, like if you think about classical dance, like ballet and stuff, men had a certain role, women had a certain role. Men are thought to lift and to be the stronger of whatever. But he's right. There shouldn't be any. One of the dopest choreographers that creates the most beastiest male choreography is Rhapsody James. Rhapsody James is the thuggish, ruggish, like she'll step in on you. You'll be like,
facts.
I can't do it like that, Rhapsody. It should be like, well, get out.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? So you can't assign anything because both sides are equally good, equally as powerful, equally as creative. And some women hit just as hard as dudes, and some men hit just as hard as women, and vice versa. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Go off, George.
Amen. Factoid.
I know. When she get that. Okay, when she get that tilted hello, Rhapsody be like, school, ski, school. She be like, woo! You be like, you know, it's about to be a rap. You be like, what's up?
Shoot. Shot two.
You already fucking know.
Lit. Nope. Wrong.
Last question.
Yeah.
So do you think, so like in the comments, it was like a big thing about like being over sexualized, like when I posted my thing earlier. So do you think like, just men always being like super over sexualized in dance? Do you think that's like a way to kind of prop up masculinity? Like, you know, when guys be like grabbing their stuff, or the dolphin dive, or, you know, being super with a woman or something like that?
It depends. It's where you dance from. That's where I dance from. That's what I connected with. When I figured out how I dance, like if you look at any of my videos, I'm gonna grab my shit. And it could be I'm grabbing my shit, or I'm grabbing my shirt, or like, you know what I mean? Like it's part of your culture, it's part of your feeling. You gotta find what it is for you. I think men and women are overly sexualized in dance. But I also think in the industry, in the entertainment industry, half the time it's about sex. It's about someone looking at you and going, yo, I want to hit that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what it's about half the time. So you got to realize that too as you're moving. That's why it's about your headshot and the way you look and this and that, because you have to appeal to someone, or you got to appeal to everyone, and then you're going to blow up.
Facts. Go on.
You better sit back with your jacket on.
Where's my soundboard? Oh, wait. Sorry, I'm not ready.
Period. And that's that on that.
Okay. So yeah. You ate that. Thank you, George.
No, man. Thank you, man. I think this is
I
great.
appreciate it.
I'm so proud of like you as a dancer, you as a teacher, this what you got going on right now, and the way you move and do. Keep going, keep reaching for your stuff, dude. You're gonna get it.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. Please stay around if you're free. Stay in the comments. And it's lit.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, yo. Cash
Yeah,
it.
bye, y'all. Cool. First guest out, and it's amazing. Next we have, okay, he is a Monsters of Hip Hop instructor. Oh shoot. Oops. He is a Monsters of Hip Hop instructor. He's taught at BDC, Debbie, Edge Pack. He's choreographed for like dance for Mariah Carey, Missy, Jennifer Lopez. He's choreographed for Ray Jepsen, New Kids on the Block, Britney Spears. Like, he is a choreographer. Okay, like, he is so inspiring. So let's give it up for who? Keven Maher. It's lit in the building. Period. Okay. Let's bring him in. We give him more. We want to get more cheers crowds. Hey!
What's up?
Sorry. How are you?
I'm good. I'm finding new ways to keep busy.
I feel that.
Yeah, I think you are too.
Clearly, look, it's like creating something. Let's jump right into it. Kind of similar to ask George, or what he answered before DeAndre answered. Like, why do you think like we associate certain like characteristics or things with like gender identities and like different types of movement with like feminine and masculine? Like, why do you think that?
I mean, just off the top, I think like labels help people who aren't open-minded understand things easier. So sometimes if you saw a plate of food and you didn't know what it is, your mind wouldn't be able to understand it. You'd be like, what is that? I'm not going to eat it. I don't know what it is. Yeah. So sometimes our minds can't process things. So unfortunately, labels help with that. And then in this topic, it's unfortunately, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I just think that's... What's that?
No, sorry. Somebody commented. They said labels are mental shortcuts.
They are shortcuts. They help us when we can't process things. They help us to understand things quicker. They just help our minds kind of get there. But as you get older, as you get more open-minded or more educated, you start to understand the difference in that, or the beauty in not knowing what it is, or the excitement behind not having a label. But depending on where you come from, your mind's not that open. It's just, it is what it is. This is how you're raised. This is what you do. This is how you act. And then for a lot of us artists in the dance world, we're past that. So we don't even see that. So would you connect a gender to like a kickball change? You know what I mean? Like, we don't even see that.
Yeah.
you don't think about that. If I said walk forward, you know what I mean? Or if I said snap, you're like, is it a masculine snap? Like, no one thinks that. It's just, you know, we're artists and we don't even see those boundaries anymore. But the rest of the world still does.
Yeah. Come through. Go off.
Yeah.
Kind of speaking of labels, I got a lot of questions in my comments earlier, like my DMs. When a lot of students feel, maybe some students feel a way about when, you know, teachers say guys do it this way, girls do it this way. As a teacher, as an educator, how do you feel about that, or that statement, or that whole kind of thing?
I think in any entertainment field, there's a role that you want to practice, whether you're being a hyper kid or a masculine woman or a feminine man or a funny guy. Like, you just want to practice your roles. So it's just to maximize your job. But if you're not interested in maximizing and you just want to stick to one path or one style or one feeling, then that's cool too. But I think I lost my train of thought there.
No, no, it's okay.
Yeah, it's just funny like how we can weave through all that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Kind of backtracking a little bit, kind of what you said
Yeah.
earlier. Again, with the labels thing, like, do you think the industry is what's forcing us to dance a certain way, or do you feel like as a choreographer who hires people, like, are there people that are making us dance a certain way? Like, is it like the agents or the artists or the choreographers, or you know?
Yeah, it just depends. Every job's different. Some people have their ways. Some people, unfortunately, like are stuck in an old mentality. Sometimes for me, I don't really feel that way. Like I think as long as you're giving what is required, then that's great. And I want people to be themselves. I do think it's important, like to go back to the last question, is to be able to fulfill the different roles just in case, let's say it's a female artist and she wants a male waltz partner. And then let's say you aren't giving her, that artist, the masculine energy she wants. And it doesn't matter your sexual identity, just that role. Some people's perception is a gauge that we'll never know. Like if one artist says, oh, you're too feminine, or you're too masculine, or you're too whatever, we'll never know that. So like what George was saying, you just want to practice everything so you can play the role at any time. But the industry does have old school standards, and it is a lot about sex appeal. It's not an industry based on talent. Like talent is how you get there, but when an artist looks, or when you look at someone, it's like maybe you either want to be them or be with them. Those are the two things that kind of determine how people perceive you. If both of them aren't there, then you're not getting booked. If one of them's there, chances are, and if both of them are there, you're probably going to get booked. So you want to be able to sell what is required. I mean, if I was going to go into an acting role to play a British guy, I need to have a good British accent. I can't just go in and say, this is me. You know what I mean? Like you can't really limit yourself that way. So I think it all goes back to the same thing with being masculine or roles like that. I think now we're starting to be a little bit more open to like what gender performance is versus your sexual orientation. Those are two different things.
Yeah.
We all know girls that are so thug but they're straight, and we know guys that are feminine and they're straight, and so it's all blurred now. But regardless, when you go into something that's paying you, you have to be able to provide the service that they're paying for.
Yeah. Which kind of creates like a thing. Alex had a question I want to ask you. He said, is it best to limit yourself to one thing or one trade, like promotional wise, maybe like Instagram? He says, in this industry, trying to seem like a jack of all trades, is it best to limit yourself to one promotional wise, or to promote yourself as both?
I think we all hustle and we all have like different things we're good at, but sometimes when you put too many things, it sends the wrong message. Like I had a friend who was a really talented dancer, is a talented dancer, but he started styling. So I hired him for a job as a stylist, and then the management team saw him in a dance job, and then they told me, hey, we really like your friend who was styling, but it's kind of a mixed message here. Like we don't know if he's gonna be committed to the styling job or if he's gonna leave for a dance job. So sometimes when you oversell your traits and your hustles, it can backfire. So I would say like stick to the 2 or 3 that you're really, really strong at, and then just focus on those. So that way you don't try and look like it doesn't backfire on you. It doesn't make you look strong. Yeah, you want to always look strong and just put out the 2 or 3 that are your best. Like on people's resumes, they have all the special skills, but that's like mostly bullshit, or like fun. Like I'm a rollerblading expert. No, you're not. Yeah. So yeah, be careful how you sell yourself. But what I was saying earlier was like, as far as dancing goes, some people just want to stay true to the culture of popping, and that's all they want to do. So they do look at things like maybe some girls I know don't want to be feminine. They don't connect with that, and that's fine too. And that they're aware that they're not going to get booked for the feminine job. And if they do and they have to fake it, then they might understand a little bit better. Oh, I should have probably prepared for this moment a little bit better. So sometimes people stay true to the one craft that really calls them, but then they can get screwed on a job situation if they got to switch it up.
Yeah. Period. And then they be like, oh shit, like, not feel that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
No. Actually, that was my next question. I was like, do you think it hinders them in a certain way by sticking to that one style? So yeah, you kind of answered that. Cool. I think that was it. Thank you, Keven.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is
like,
so cool.
Dude.
I got my drink. I was listening to George kill it. I can't wait to hear everybody else, and I'll be here for watching.
No, yeah, stay tuned, stay in, comment. Like, if you have something to say, you want to come back in. Yeah, it's lit.
All right. Well, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, Keven. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Bye.
Let's get the cheers going. What? Shout out to Keven. Okay. What? Okay. So yeah. So I mean, it's literally like. Is that you, Shane?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Also, too, if my next guest can like request in, that would be amazing. But yeah, no, I mean, this is a great conversation. It seems to be like, the more versatile you can be, the better you can work. Don't try to get pigeonholed. Sometimes, like Keven said, you might love a certain thing and training that thing, and then you get on a certain job, you're like, okay, maybe I should have did this. So it seems to be, switch it up. Don't be afraid. I think if you're fucking talented, you're gonna fucking work. You're just fucking talented. Hopefully. You have anything else to say, Shane? To add on to that?
No, I mean, like, it was definitely very insightful. It's just the promotional thing, kind of the question that Alex brought up. Like the kind of material that you should have on your Instagram accounts. I think that's the thing that I'm still trying to.
Yes, I think that we need to ask. Let me ask somebody. We'll talk about that too, because I feel like that is important. Because once you I feel like because you can get boxed in so quickly. So it's like, how do you portray a certain thing off of like social media? Which is why I should have asked, but it's okay. I asked this guest. Here we go. Oh, sorry. My next guest. My next guest, NYC down. Okay, hip hop instructor, XPG, Brick House, has done all the fucking award shows. BET, Rift the Runway, has danced for Kelly Rowland, Beyonce, Chris Brown, Kanye West, Just Step Up, like has done all the things. So shout out and give it up for who? Franco the artist. Okay. Wow.
Yo, what's good? What's good?
You're come through. How are you? What's up? What's going on?
I'm doing good, man. It's holding it out. It's like month 3 or whatever. I don't know. I'm holding it out. What's good?
Okay. Yeah, okay, we trying.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually kind of similar to what I asked George, like as like a working dancer who I guess currently working now, like how do you feel about same thing, like how do you feel about the industry and male dancers and the whole thing about like dancing like men and or society deems as masculine?
Pretty much a lot of what George was saying I was relating to, and even what Keven was saying, like he put things into a different perspective. Being a male in this industry, male of color, especially at that. And then where I'm come from, New York, we in the projects, we in the streets. So as George was saying, coming up in the 90s and 2000s, dance was not the masculine thing to do. And like he said, you just had to, you either went for your dreams or not. I kind of have that personality where it was like, as a kid, I saw everything going crazy and like, growing up, let's say you see arguments with parents or you see things that you kind of like, okay, if you could do that, I'm definitely gonna do this. So that kind of like what fueled me to just, I really just attacked my dreams and being in this.
Yeah.
It's been a learning and difficult trial and error because I didn't really have a close example of like, oh, you're a dancer and you're making it. It's like I kind of had to create that and be that for myself. Like I had to be my own mentor. I would link up with people, but it's on a job, so you don't, you know, you go in, you do your job, you get out, and you know, I just looked at myself. I was like, okay, I'm a male. I'm masculine. I followed like the Marvelouses, the George. Actually,
Yeah.
I saw the Britney concert with them too when they came to Madison Square, and that was made me be like, okay, I could do this. That is what made me have that confidence, because I saw two black males on the Britney Spears tour, and then, you know, if you're familiar, everybody should kind of be familiar with Marvelous. His style on that tour is really what made me feel like, okay, I could do this, because I wasn't technically trained. I didn't take classes from young. So a lot of my knowledge was coming from the streets. So for me, as a masculine dancer, I was using street stuff a lot of the times.
And do you feel like that? Do you feel like that kind of like what is the word I'm trying to say? I don't want to say not convinced, but contributed to what you wanted to train in and what you wanted to do, like as far as like your style of dance?
Yeah, it definitely did, because I remember coming, it's 2000s. I'm like at that age where you start dancing and going to parties. Around the time it was the Bad Boys, so you know, Harlem Shaking and Toe Wop, New York. I live in Harlem, so that's what I was exposed to. And then it wasn't until I went to high school that I met the Brooklyn kids and was like, oh, there's reggae. And then Rise came out. So Rise,
I remember that.
yeah, like Rise and You Got Served. Seeing all those black males and men of colors, that influenced my style, because I didn't see many men of color, you know, in the ballet. And it's like you hear about Ailey, but when you're in the streets, you don't. That wasn't something that exists to me. It's like I knew about it, but it's not until now that I teach at Ailey that I'm like, oh my God, this is a black male who started all of this, you know, and so it definitely influenced me on jobs. I've always felt like the street dude coming into this professional, like everybody's like, you know, when you got to talk to people, and I'm like, yo, what's good, my nigga? Yo, what's this? Yo, what's that? Like, so I was very quiet a lot and just learning and watching, especially going to LA, just quiet and watching. Yeah.
And I was say, maybe do you feel like that like helped or hindered you in like your career, as far as like just your masculine energy, or just like you from the streets, you from the hood, like you from the NYC? Like, do you feel like that helped you to get through more, or do you feel like it maybe hindered you from getting the jobs that you wanted?
I took it, well, when you leave New York, everybody notices. Like everybody, it's an energy that you pick up here, and it made me feel very out of place. So I would say I wasn't really myself for a lot of those years, because as Kev was saying, I was focused on whatever you have to do for the money, to get the job. So, you know, there was a lot of times I wouldn't like something, or I would feel some type of way, and I just wouldn't speak up. I would just hold it in and do the job. But
Feel some type of way about the choreography?
The choreography, it's like, yeah, it's the whole experience. Sometimes you go into a spot and you just, I come from like, New York, real, where people say how they feel. So it's like, you want to say something, but you're not the choreographer. You're just some kid from New York.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we go out there. We're loud in LA, so people from New York tend to have more of a, yo, what's good? And when I started to like hear that or see, it made me kind of close up. So all I did was just play my position. I didn't really. It's not until now that I'm like, this whole quarantine stuff, sitting back, looking at the jobs. I appreciate them, but it definitely.
Hey, look around.
It definitely like it left some scars. It left some moments where I wish I spoke up, or if I did speak up, you know what could I got so used to playing that position that I find it hard now with everything shut down, that my voice, like, to speak up. Even doing this, I'm like, oh, man, this is it.
No, I feel that. I have one more question. Sorry, my phone is like, oh my God, I'm scared. Question: do you think so? Like, since you've worked like super, like a lot, like you've done everything, like, do you think that up and coming male dancers who want to work professionally, like for big artists, it's like a Chris Brown or whatever, have the freedom to make the choices they want as far as like movement wise or like training wise, or do you think they have to like conform to, you know, what the industry norm is?
Man, it's funny, because that's something that I be like I want to help all the males out here. Like, coming back to New York, that was something that I noticed. I'm like, yo, those that can relate to us ain't showing up. They're not. Why are they not showing up? And I think it goes to this whole masculinity thing. You know, we in 2020 now, and those lines is all removed, and um, it's very hard to say that, because like to find an answer to that, because of how everything is. I would say definitely, as George and Kev was saying, stick to what you like, stick to you first. Don't quickly jump to conform yet. Like, make sure you know who you are first before you start doing all these things. Because that's what I kind of went through. It's like, I knew I just liked to dance. I knew how to dance, but the personality part, the speaking up part, I didn't have that. I was just going. All right, you want me to do this? All right. You want me to do this? All right. And I didn't realize the personal trauma, or like what I was doing to myself. That it's not till now that I sit here and I'm like, damn, why don't I want to do this? Why don't I want to do that? And I'm starting, and now I can relate to what probably a lot of these males, they're like, what's the point? I'm gonna go here, and if I'm in the room, I'm working, and somebody coming up, they over it. They're like, or, you know, you got the guys going with the girls, and the girls. It's kind of like, it seems, when I was coming up, it was more of a structure. You know what I'm saying?
And now it seems like very convoluted and very just like everybody's kind of doing everything, and it's like,
you had like you had the Eric Negrones, you had the Valentines, you had like, okay, this side. Then you have those that can do both, like a Derrell Bullock.
Yes.
Amazing. When I saw him do both, I was like, oh, nah, you can't tell me nothing. Like, you can't, like, it's really on the person. So all the males that want to do it, I'll say just start going for it. I feel like now, in terms of masculinity, a lot of men ain't going for stuff. A lot of men is just kind of like, what's the point? What's the point? And I would say find that point. Find that, you know, go watch the Michael Jordan documentary. Go find something.
Get some inspiration,
Yeah, because a lot of them is on some like, all right, whatever. Yeah, the audition's ready to come, bro. Like, and it's like, I'm trying to give the key, because I know I want to move to focus on me now. I'm kind of like, I did it. I want to create. I want to focus more on my artist, myself. But I want to pass the keys on and be like, yo, go do that, you know. So I would say for the guys, go for it. Like, stop selling yourself short, and just go in them classes. Just get around and connect with other dudes, because that's another thing. There's a disconnect with men. It is a huge
Period.
Christmas
And
movie.
I'm very much so. Very much so. And I think it is a little deeper than dance. But that's just my personal opinion. But yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah.
but
Yeah, that's enough. That's the yep.
yeah.
Yep.
But thank you, Frankie. Come
No
through
problem,
the
brother.
spot. Please stay in the chat. Like if you got something to say.
I'm here. I love it.
Like,
I love you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
We're moving, so we might can bring some people in, like so we can like really keep the conversation going. And I thank you so much for like coming in.
No problem, brother. All right.
Shout out to Frankie, y'all. Period. Okay. No, yeah, that is a whole another conversation. So we are going to move on to another person. He's been on the show before. Okay. Jazz funk, street jazz teacher, BDC, Debbie Reynolds, has done Madonna, Beyonce, Chris Brown, J-Lo, choreographed like Madonna. We all know him. If you're from New York as well, you know him very well. You probably taken his class before. So you think he can dance all the things? Okay. So let's bring Derrell Bullock in. Okay, here we go. Period, poo.
Hey.
What's up?
One.
Nothing. Thank you for joining us once again.
Thank you for having me. Ooh, I look like a looker. What's the
So I mean, of course, if you heard the conversation, like, you know, we're talking about so just this is kind of separate question, but I was talking about this with some other friends, and we were talking about, do you think body type had like kind of affects the narrative of your masculinity? Like, you know, like say for your example, like, you know, if you're super skinny, people think if you have a certain way, or if you're super buff, people kind of automatically put you in this box, whether you're that or not. Like, do you think that kind of plays a factor in how people view masculinity or within the dance industry?
Yes and no. I think where it plays a part is when if it depends on the overall image of what that, like the creative is, like how J-Lo, like she has a lot of like buff boys dancer behind her, like that's the image of behind her. However, some other artists don't mind a thinner guy being behind them as long as they can sell the product. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like sometimes it plays a role, I think, when it's the overall aesthetic that they're looking at, but not necessarily where it's like, oh, I'm not going to hire a skinny guy because he can't sell masculinity. No, I don't. I personally don't think that. Because
no, period. Also, another question. Speaking on that, do you think like being your authentic self or going against the grain as far as, you know, what industry standards may be, whatever those are, do you think that can hinder your career as a male dancer?
I don't, in my opinion, I don't think being yourself is going against any grain, because industry standards are industry standards, but you set your industry standards by showing people, you know, who you are. It's like, I personally don't think that. I think you might get a little bit of resistance from the industry because of their personal, I will say, ignorance that they bring to it. But I personally don't feel like you being yourself is ever a hindrance. I think you should be yourself at all costs. Outside of the job, you have every right to be yourself at any point in any day. But you do have to show people that if you are hired, you can be what they want you to be in that moment, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does. I mean, speaking of that, I mean, have you in your career experienced that resistance or that pushback?
Yes, I came in this mother. Like it's been one bit of resistance after the other.
Okay.
But I said, I'm going to do what I want, and you're going to get this. Like what you get is what you pay. Like if you say, Derrell, okay, we're hiring you for this role. Okay, I will take my nail polish off, and you know, I'll come in here and I'll be that. But when I step outside that door, you don't tell me what to do. And so I've gotten resistance that way because people will see me show up to the club with my corset and some eyeliner and lip and a thigh high and be like, oh Lord, you know. And then all of a sudden that's how they see me. And then I have to now go and take a class and prove to you and put on this hoodie and this fitted and now show you the other thing. So it's been a constant like battle since the day I've come into this industry, trying to get people to understand what I do in my personal life. I can come in here and deliver what you need here. And yeah.
I mean, speaking of that, do you feel like your personal life and like the choices that like, I guess your sexuality that you might do in your personal life, like, do you think that has affected how people view you as a dancer and kind of put you in like a box, or into some people's minds? Not saying that you are in a box, but to some people's minds, they might categorize you as a certain dancer. Crash.
I will say it has been that way to an ignorant mind.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I don't know how to really, like, I'm sorry, I'm like getting kind of trying to like answer it like correct, but
no, just answer how you want to. This cash shit, okay? We talking cash shit. We talking
that's the thing about me too. Like the BB and my stuff has got me into a lot of trouble. So I've been trying to like monitor my words. I don't like.
I feel you. I feel you.
Next thing you know, I'm blacklisted again, and I've just got I'm trying to stay everybody's good terms. So, for lack of better things, I've just always felt like as long as I was myself and I was comfortable doing me at all costs, and I'm happy with the way I have laid out my career, then if I don't get something because of somebody else's ignorance, then that's not the job I want to be on anyway. If you're worried about my sexuality on this project, I don't want to work with you anyway. And probably you're worried about it because you want to fuck, no shade. So it's like you shouldn't be worried about who I'm sleeping with unless you're trying to be with me in that moment. So don't worry about that. So focus on me hitting this step. That's it. So if you're worried about my people on this level, then I don't want to deal with you anyway. No, thank you. Have a good day. I'll go do some other job.
Ooh, period. Wait. Where's my? I ain't got it.
Period. And that's down there.
Okay.
Oh God. Again.
Kind of speaking on what Frankie was talking about, do you feel like, do you think there's a racial element to masculinity in dance? Like, do you think it's easier for people of like non-color to get by without conforming to the society's idea of what masculinity is?
I do. Just because that is what we deal with on a daily basis. So most of the time because in our culture, the Black community as is, you cannot wear certain things. You can't do, if a Black boy come out the house in a skinny jean, automatically they're like, oh, he's gay, da, 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 da. White boy can do it. And it's like, oh, he's got fashion. So it's just people bringing their own personal ignorance of society into our industry. So I do feel as though, yes, white boys can get away with, or any other ethnicity other than us can get away with a lot more in their mannerisms and the things that they do, just because of what we go through in everyday society. It's not their fault. It's not like, oh, this is a race bait or something like that. It's just, it is what it is. It's what we're in our daily lives. So I feel like, yes, art imitates life. So it transfers right over into what we do. So
sad.
It is sad.
This is another question. Do you think that people have, I was talking to somebody yesterday, do you think that people have like an innate way of moving masculine and or feminine? Or like, can it be like learned? Like, like some people just like, this is how I move, this is me. But do you think, and I think some people like are unwilling to do the other thing, whether it be somebody who's super feminine and kind of unwilling to be that butch person, or whether it's somebody who's super masculine with unwilling to be a little bit more what a quote unquote feminine, I guess. Like, do you think those behaviors can be learned? Or are we like just like pre-programmed with those things? Pre-programmed with
I do think it is based on the person. Some people want to, it's to me, I think it's something in their own personal like mental that they're going through, like they're personally like rejecting it just because they don't want to feel that way. They don't want to experience that. Because I've talked to a lot of male dancers, and when they'll come out of their mouth and I'll be like, okay, so sit in this hip like this. Oh, my body just don't do that. Your body does do it. You're telling your body not to do it because you don't feel comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
The mental thing that they fight within themselves, like every feminine guy can dance masculine and every masculine guy can dance feminine. Everybody possesses these qualities. Girls possess masculine and feminine just like any straight male possesses masculine and feminine qualities. We all have them. It's just up to you whether or not you want to allow yourself to tap into it. If you decide to tell yourself, no, I'm not doing it, yeah, your mind is going to tell your body not to do it and you're going to reject it and you're going to move a certain way. It's just, if you get out of your own way and allow your body to just move and express, you'll be fine.
Say it again, Doc. For the people in the back.
Yeah, go off.
These fucking sound effects, I can't.
Doc said something earlier. I'm like scrolling up really quick. He said, Black men have been hindered towards doing so much greatness, especially in dance. No, I mean, I agree with that. I mean, that's like, do you think the whole sexuality thing has, or not sexuality, excuse me, masculinity thing has hindered like Black male dancers in the industry or just in general?
No, I don't think it's the masculinity thing. I think it's the person thing. Like, I think their own issue, like through their own ignorance and own issues, it has hindered you, or they have hindered someone else based off of their trauma and their ignorance.
Sorry.
No, I feel like because someone has told certain men in this industry, because they've allowed themselves to express themselves a certain way, like, oh man, you gay. And all of a sudden, now they're rejecting it and now they can't do it. And now if you do it, now I'm going to put it on you. And I've learned something through my friend Raina and also through these experiences. Like, if you spot it, you got it. So if you're looking at somebody else and putting them through it, it's because you're going through it yourself. Like, don't put that on me because you're having these issues. Don't take that out on me.
Child. Okay. Trauma. We talked about it the other day. Trauma. Period. Yeah. One more last question. Do you think? Oh yeah, this better go over. Last question. Do you think being over sexualized, like same thing as George, like the whole like being over sexualized, grabbing your crotch and dolphin dives, all this other stuff. Like, do you think that is a way to prop up masculinity, or like feel like they have to do these things? Maybe it's not, they're not being their authentic self. They feel like they have to do that just because, that's kind of what it is.
Absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and say yes. Because to me, that type of thing is like, for me, it's internal. It's oozed. You know what I mean? Like, if you're sexy, you're sexy. It's an essence. Like, you shouldn't have to you can grab your crotch all day. That don't make you sexy. It doesn't make you a man. Do you understand what I'm saying? Nothing that people do, these movements and these specific things, they don't make you a man and or a woman or sexy or not. I feel like that is something within you. A person can stand in front of you and ooze sex. To me.
Period.
You know what I mean? Like, if you've ever wondered, like, you just standing at the bar with a drink and all of a sudden people coming over, you're not dancing, but they come over. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
So I don't feel like you should have to go through all that rigmarole just to tell somebody, oh, I'm hot, or this and that. It's you get the movement, the essence. So grabbing your crotch, no, that don't make you sexy. Just makes you do sometimes.
Yeah, and just like Luther said, he was like, grabbing your crotch is natural, but you can tell when you're trying it. Okay?
Yeah. Like, who are you trying, me or you?
When it's not real, it's like, girl, yeah. Anyways, thank you, Derrell. I appreciate it. Please stay in. We're gonna have to switch up to like a new live to bring in our last guest. He says, when you grab your crotch for everything equals you kind of lame. Period. Yeah, period. Lucas said it right. Yes, thank you, Derrell, so much. As always, you always be spitting the gems out.
I love you.
So much love.
Thank you guys for talking, having me like come in.
Bye. So we have like one more like planned guest. We have one more like planned guest. Hopefully he's in the chat. But we're going to switch over before this live cuts out. We're going to switch over into our new live. So please come back. Please join us. You know, maybe Luther Brown, if you want to come into the next chat and like say a few words, feel free, or Denzel or somebody else. Please come back. It's lit. I'm cutting out. We going to new live. While everybody's coming in, we're going to bring in our last guest, our last planned guest, at least. And I've known him for so long. We go way back to North Carolina. He is most notable for being Chris Brown's choreographer and creative director. He's choreographed and danced for Usher. He's danced for Neo and Sierra. And he's done a whole slew of movies for like just every freaking thing under the sun. Bring it on in. Joshua Smith. Josh Smith. Here we go. Woo, where's my cheers at? Hey, what's up, Josh? Woo.
Oh, if y'all don't know, like you said though, man, me and him go back since North Carolina. Like this is like fat.
Oh my God, like so long ago. Woo.
Man.
I still think about it. I'd be like, wow, the come up is real.
I'm all of it, man. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So we're just gonna head jump right into it. Same kind of questions I asked. Keven. Do you think the industry forces you to like, or forces male dancers to dance a certain way? And have you kind of encountered that working with all the artists you work with? Like, have you encountered that kind of thing?
I think influence for sure. You know, I think the perception, people think you have to dance a certain way, but how I was kind of brought up and raised, I kind of just had my own mindset. You know what I'm saying? And piggybacking with like just on a shorter version, just like, you know, I came from Bull City, which is Durham, North Carolina, you know what I'm saying? And like, it wasn't, I feel you, it wasn't the most masculine thing to dance. But the good thing for me though is it happened early because I had this pep rally and my friend who knew I danced, just a short amount of people pushed me down. That's when Miss Pope finally came to kneel. Middle school. I was in 6th grade, and then like all the, like, hood, we had gangs. It was real bad in my middle school. So we had a whole lot of gangs in my middle school. And I went out there and danced pretty much. And after I danced, I even got a little bit more respect from the homies that, I looked up to at the time. So they were, homie, like, you keep dancing, bro. Like, you fly. So right then and there, that made my whole mindset switch. You know what I'm saying? Then I had good mentors about people who you keep yourself around. And these people was like, you can be this way and still dance a certain way too. So all to say is be you. Like, it don't really matter what somebody wants. What's for you is for you. You know what I'm saying? And what you choose to go after is your prerogative. You know what I'm saying? If you well-rounded, be well-rounded. And if you want to be one way, be one way. But then obviously when you get to a pro level with anything, sports, dance, choreography, they're gonna want a little bit more out of you. You know what I'm saying? What can you offer long haul rather than just getting the job or getting the goal that you're at hand? You know what I'm saying? I met Jamaica Crab, which I'm sure a lot of people know, and she kind of forced me, even when I came out of North Carolina, just starting to get into my dance career. She was like, okay, you want to get into choreography? I'm going to show you the ropes. And she showed me the ropes, and pretty much she got to a point that she was like, all right, now I need you to be well-rounded. You're great at what you do, and you learn so much, but you need to learn how to do female choreography. And I just like, I don't know how to move like that. She said, who said you can't move like that? He said, are you comfortable how you are? I'm like, yeah, I'm comfortable, Jam. And she was like, all right then. So then I need to know that if you're going to be my main nigga, you know what I'm saying? I need to know that, like, when females come in the room, you can tell them how to walk. Not like booty pop, like just walk. I need you to look me in my eyes and walk. How you walk can tell sex. You know what I'm saying? It's not about movement all the way. Some stillness and how you look over. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
sells. I mean, yeah, that sells all that. So as a male too, you don't need to grab your crotch. You know what I'm saying? You can pull your pants up. You can put your hand in your pocket, but it's who you are. You know what I'm saying? So that's the good thing about dance too is when you're on the stage, you can be someone else if that's what you choose to be. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
like people do put limits, but I always try to break the limits. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna give you me 100, but then I'm gonna give you a little bit of this too, just so you know I can do it if I wanted to. That's always a good feeling if you say, you know what? If I wanted to, I can do this. But I'm gonna do me so well that you're gonna want me for me. And once you get jobs like that, you'll never gotta be stressed no more because you're not selling nothing.
Period. Period. Period.
No.
Go off. You kind of answered like a little bit all my questions, but we're gonna keep moving. It's okay. Kind of earlier what I asked, like, do you feel like? I mean, speaking of like, you said like Jamaica made you make you kind of be versatile. Do you feel like the guys who come in who are not that open, does that hinder them in their career? Like, do you feel like they are like a little lacking in certain things, or does it not really matter?
You know what? It's a little bit of both, but more so it is hurting in a bit. And sometimes it's like, I have a son, so it's like raising a child almost. Like, it's almost like, you know what? When you know you're stubborn right now, you don't really know yet because you haven't reached a certain level of mindset. You know, because I was the same way. I said, man, I ain't about to dance like this. No, I'm going to do me. You know what I'm saying? Then I got to get to Jamaica. And I mean, she said, you know, you need to shift this mind. And then it made me go even more to my choreography because now people said, like Sierra, like, oh, I want Josh in the room. Like, she don't have to have Josh, another female. She's like, no, I could just, Josh knows how to, like, be a choreographer, be his, thing. And I was grooming, you know what I'm saying? So when it's coming to dance, it's like, why not know? You know what I'm saying? It's like reading a book. It's like, why not know so much information that your timepiece can never be capped? People have waves, but I'm like consistency. I do look up to the Rich and Tone and the Jamaica and the Akamai. I want to be here for a long term instead of being short term. So if I'm only learning short term knowledge, it's not going to take me long term. So, you just gotta.
Whoa! Wait.
Period. And that's down that.
I need my sound effects. Sorry.
Funny, bro. Nah, man. You wanna keep broad in your mind because, like, luckily for me, like I had a lot of just wild moments in my life, like how I got to this place. I'm like, I don't even know, like you know me, like I don't even know sometimes how I got so far. But then I'm luckily because I had great mentors along the way, each step of the way. Not when I just got big, and it made my mind even grow. But I made myself open. I wanted to be only to who I wanted to be open to. That's a good thing. I like my street side of me because I'm not giving it to everybody. But if you know me, you know I'm loyal. You know what I'm saying? I'm loyal to anybody. I'm the same Josh that you knew from North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? So like I love a lot, but I also know I was that kid that was like, I am going to learn from my OG's mistakes, and I'm gonna try to keep going. And now I have even homies who I still try to train up, even just not in dance, because sometimes you can be an amazing dancer. I'm like, you're so amazing, but 9 times out of 10 with jobs or just experiences, people don't want to hire you because of what you do. You're late all the time. You always got a sassy mouth. You don't follow directions. You late on lobby call. So you can be an amazing dancer, but I can't handle everything else that come with you. So that means now the package you're selling, I can't sell it to my client or whoever client it is. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be a artist all around, not when you just step in the room. Who are you after this? Because artists see that. They say, hey, I like your style in general. Like, he just be, I feel like I can relate to him, bro. Pull him in, you know what I'm saying? And I like how she move, bro. She fly. Yes, he can see you sexy, whatever, but he also like, I just like how she just chill. Because guess what? Don't nobody want to be around no fucking crazy energy. That's just real. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, that's facts. Facts.
like, just if you think that way, then you can't. No one can ever cap your mentality and your and the ability to just grow. Just grow. We all should grow. Everybody should grow. So yeah, man. Don't limit yourself.
Period. Period. Oh, wow, you demolished that. um, I mean, just maybe like one more question. Have you felt like any? I mean, from the artists that you work with, as far as like just staying on the masculinity topic, have you felt any pushback or any like, oh, I'm not going to work with this person or I'm not going to do this person? Maybe from like the artist perspective or from the artist point of view because they like a certain vibe around them or something like that? Like, have you experienced that?
I have not, man. Like, so the good thing, Chris, like, I take Chris because, you know, like, I work with Chris. You know, that's like my main nigga right now. So, like, and shout out to my brother because he just, you know, he changed my life forever. You know what I mean? So, shout out to Chris. And, like, pretty much, you know, like, he likes vibe. He likes a vibe. And when I came into it, you know, I had to establish myself in the sense of like, yo, you know, like I'm gonna get you what you want, but just keep an open mind. You know what I'm saying? Because I always go wild card because I got that from Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? She's very wild card. She'll take the street of the street from Chicago. Son had no dance experience at all, but she like, but y'all can't do that right there. That rawness that she got, that he had, that no one has touched yet, because no one's seen it. We need to grown that. We can grown that. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, when you do jobs, I think like for Chris, I take Chris for instance again, like I'm just like, bro, just be open. He's always open with me. You know what I'm saying? Whether you can be gay, and Chris had people who are like gay, people who's straight, people who like feminine. He has all types from years. You know, Derrell, all of them danced for him before. You know what I'm saying? So it's about your vibe, because like Chris is an artist, and I mean artist in himself. Artist, he just how he dressed, he changed his hair color, and I mean everything about Chris is an artist. So when he can relate to another artist within yourself, and like, yo, I just like your vibe, you know what I mean? That like you might write like Shaq. I take Shaq. Shaq is the newest member of the group, you know what I'm saying? But like, you know, he has his dreads and he's chilling and he got this vibe. His musicality is different, and like he just coming up and we growing him. It's like we like vibe. So at least I control it, or if I can control it at my best, I'm like, it doesn't matter who you are. I want to see the best of you. And if you that great, then you deserve to be on the platform. You know what I'm saying? I always tell everybody, man, I'm like, it's enough seats at the table. You just gotta, that's all it is. You just gotta get there. And then when you get there, you gotta hold it. Yeah. Some a little bit at the table, then all of a sudden they fall back and they gone again. But it's about there and staying there. So like, use your greatness. You know what I'm saying? And like sometimes persuade people to think of otherwise. Let them see like, dang, I'm not gonna cap, bro. Like I don't usually hire people like that, but like I can't help it. Like he's fire. He's fire. I need you in here. I need at least see her or him in the room for at least 1 day, 2 days. That point, you already got, now you on another wave at that point. You gotta pass one step, then you gotta get past another step. How you walk in sometimes. Some people know. Like I got friends who just come in with extra bags or something. He just be like, I ain't gonna lie, why you always come in here with different pair of shoes and fly? But if that's your thing, not chain or whatever, that's your own thing. Like different pair of shoes. Amanda, I see Amanda in the chat. She does that. She came in crazy. She just had her own different pair of kicks, like kicks. But like it's the small beat. I'm known. I didn't know my beanie was gonna be a thing. I just like wearing it. It was a thing. And I'm in quarantine, so I'm rocking my hair out. You know? All that to be you so great that they can't. It's undeniable that you can get any job you want.
Say it again, Doc. 100 people in the back.
Well, I just want to say thank you, Josh, so much for like coming on and blessing us with your knowledge. And it's crazy because you are like, how old are you now?
27.
20. Oh shit, you old now. Wow.
I'm getting.
I don't know, about you like 23. I'm sorry. Come through.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Like, it's always a pleasure. Like, it's crazy to think, like, just how far you have come, and it is amazing. And shout out to you. Kudos to you.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You already?
So, really quick, just like, woo! Woo! Okay? Like, the guest. Really quick, I don't know if Robert is in here or like, so anybody wants to come to like maybe like give like we have a little more time, like a few seconds, like Denzel, Deshawn, I don't know if Luther, you want to come in here, like, say a few words, like, just give your perspective. Like, that would be amazing. Lee or Mandy, like, we would love to hear you speak just to, like, get your perspective since y'all are, like, the 1 or 2, like 2 minutes. Or 3. Please, I'm gonna wait 2 seconds. I see Deshawn is here. The guest. I'm gonna bring Deshawn as super requested. Josh spitting facts. I'm gonna just bring Deshawn real quick. Is he already here? Oh. Hello. Ah. Luther. Did he leave? Luther left. I don't know. Wait. Oh, here we go.
It's good.
You got. Oh, give me a second. Okay, cool. Yeah, like, 2 minutes. If you just want to, like, just your thoughts about what was said, because I know you were here for like a good amount of time. So
Yeah.
it's also like kind of everything we've said so far. Like your perspective, your thoughts about it.
I mean, I think, well, one, me even being able to join this live, everybody that was on, I'm like, whoa. You know what I mean? Literally everybody that you've had join up, people that I'm inspired by, people I've looked up to, no matter masculine or not masculine, or being able to do both, and reason being is because I am a straight choreographer that tries to tap into everything. I don't limit myself to just male choreography or just female choreography. I'm not gonna say that I force that side of things, but at the same time, I try to still emulate, certain qualities in my movement so that I'm not limited in a box. You know what I mean? One of the main people, as you know, Candace Brown has helped me find that, that balance of my style and other styles. But yeah, no, I feel like everything everybody said is like real. It's really a thing. Like if you believe in what you're doing and you can walk into a room and own it, then own it. You know what I mean? But a lot of times people are afraid to tap into things that they're not used to or things they're not comfortable in. People are afraid to take risks. They're afraid to be different. They're afraid to be unique. And like Josh said, when you get to a certain level, you always have to do a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like this, like what you have already is not going to be enough on every single level. So like I said, I think everything they said, like I was like taking notes over here. I'm like, what, bro? Like, yo, come through right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, Josh is 27. I'm turning 27 this year. And he's accomplished so much within his career. You know what I mean? Like to sit back and look at that, it's like, all right, cool. Like, it opens my eyes and it makes me want to take a lot more risks. Even if I'm taking risks now, like I'm never comfortable. I'm never satisfied. There's always something more I want to learn. There's always something else I want to get at. You know what I mean? So I think for like all males out there, everybody that's like, a dancer, whether you want to be the straight type of dancer or you want to, have some femininity to you, like you want to make sure you can tip the scale just a little bit. You know what I mean? Just a little bit. You don't have to be the whole thing. You don't have to force the whole thing because not everything is for you. Right. Just in honesty, like, and not everything is for everybody. You know what I mean? So take advantage of what you can, be involved in everything that you can, tap into everything you can, and train as much as you can.
Train as much as you can. Okay, because then nobody can tell you nothing.
Facts.
Okay?
Big facts,
like,
bro.
I can fuck with some hip-hop, street jazz. I would say street jazz, what?
Yeah, no, for real. Believe it or not, that's like one of my favorite styles is street jazz. Like, I feel like that's the one style that allows me to actually dance and show my ability, show what I'm capable of. You know what I mean? I think it pulls so many different genres of movement into one. You know what I mean? Instead of me being limited to my style of hip hop where I'm like waving or popping. You know what I mean? Like, I have all those genres, but it's so hard and it's so like heavy. I don't really get to tap into like my emotions. Like, I'm a man, but I still have emotions. You know what I mean? So I can feel that a little bit more when I'm doing different styles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel that. Well, fuck it up, Deshawn. Deshawn the Prince, y'all. Deshawn the Prince. Check him out. New York, born and raised, Queens.
Facts, big
2 hours from the city, but Queens.
Yeah, man. Queens in the building. Yeah.
Anthony Morella's in here, y'all. It's lit. Oh, thank you so much, Deshawn.
Appreciate you for having me, bro. Real talk.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Love you, man.
Love you too.
All right, bro.
Anthony Morella's in here, y'all. It's lit. Anybody else want to request in and like say something about the whole masculine thing? Oh my God, I would love. I mean, I know Anthony popped in. I don't know him, but I would love him to pop in, say a few words. Luther or Denzel, Candace, Lee. Want to say a few words, like just to kind of end it off really quick. People should want to eat everyone's food. People should want to eat everyone's food. I'm getting everything on my plate while you're waiting for just the chicken, getting the size to go with that. Okay? Like, period. Period. Okay? Period. I know I gotta. I can't click on his name. Hold on, 2 seconds, y'all. I just gotta find his name. Here you go. Oh, Luther. It says you're unable to join. I don't know. Okay, boom. There you go. For whatever reason, it says you're unable to join. Like I can't click you in, Luther.
Tell him exit the chat and then come back.
Yeah, maybe exit and then come back and then resend it because you have to like speak. Okay, wait. Okay, great. Yes.
I can't stand it. I had to rush in with this Afro pig, find a hat, something. Y'all was trying to catch me out there.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I know, it was very,
Derrell, shut up. Derrell is a fool, okay? Derrell is a fool.
Not his Wi-Fi is homophobic. I can't.
I hate it. I hate all of it. I hate all of it. What up, Lee? What up, Deshawn?
Oh my God. Hey,
Candace, Frankie,
King of the benediction. King of the benediction. Okay?
I hate a benediction. I can't stand.
But no.
Listen, this whole conversation was so good. I was just minding my own business, joining. What up? Rob? Listen. Sorry for this hat. It's real. Okay?
No, it's okay. I have no hair, so I can't relate, but I get it.
I haven't bought one of these in a long time because I need it. A brush is not going to help.
Listen. Yeah. Quarantine things.
Yeah. Quarantine things, you know? Afro things.
Period.
Okay.
But yeah, so I guess you could maybe just give your perspective. I mean, I think you've heard some of the conversations that we had before, some of the questions, like if you have like an overall statement or like what you think about masculinity and dance as a whole, or how it affects, the working dancer and like,
I think it affects, I think Derrell, what everybody said was, first of all, respect to Josh. We don't really talk like that, but enough respect. But everything Derrell said, everything everybody said, it's like a mix of what everybody says. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people are choosing to do one thing when you're limiting yourself and then you're kind of setting a stereotype for everybody else. And when they want to hire people, because then they think, all the boys dance like girls right now. There's not a lot of boys that dance like boys right now. There's not a lot of boys that can do that. There's not a lot of girls that can do it. But I think people put themselves in their own bucket. And I think what Derrell said is you just got to be yourself and be you, because there's certain people, and I'm not going to name names because not everybody's business is out like that. You know what I mean? But a lot of people are killing it.
Yeah.
And people don't have to know what your business is. Nobody cares like that. I mean, a lot of people care, but cares like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think at this point, it's like, just be insane. Be incredible.
Undeniable, yes.
Be undeniable. It's kind of like, it's easy for people to say, as a girl, you should be able to dance like a girl. But it kind of goes the same way. If you're a boy, you should be able to dance like a boy. But doesn't mean that if that's your choice and that's not how you feel for it, then don't feel for it. But I just think a lot of people are putting themselves in buckets that they don't have to. Because a great dancer is just a great dancer. Derrell's an incredible dancer. Victor Rojas, incredible dancer. I'm naming some people. There's a lot more. I'm just saying names.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that are just incredible. So you don't put yourself in a bucket. But don't do shit you don't want to do either. Because a lot of people trying to force themselves to do stuff that's not you. Don't do that. You know what I mean?
No, I agree with that as well. You know, because then you'll be unhappy and then you won't look like.
Yeah, you could be unhappy because not every, you know, yes, everybody should be able to do everything, but I don't want to see some guys doing girls. I just don't want to see you do that.
It's cringeworthy.
You know what I'm saying? And then some girls is just like, just be that girl. It's okay. You don't have to be. You're not nobody's hood rat, and it's totally okay. Like, just do what you do. But I honestly believe that if everybody, like, whatever you do is what you do. And if don't try to dance like a girl just to fit the trend of dancing like a girl. If you're going to dance like a girl, then be the fucking best one.
Yeah.
But don't not dance like a man because you're trying to prove a point that you don't have to. I don't think everybody should do what they got to do. You know? And Derrell said it the best. He said, if I'm going to try to be on this job and they're looking for a certain thing, I'm going to go in there and give them what they're looking for, not because I'm hiding who I am. That's because I'm trying to get that job. But when I leave the job, I'm me. You know what I mean? A lot of people feel that everyone has to remix their job for them, but it's not that. You know what I'm saying? The artists, what
and
the
that's down there.
are, it is what that is. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be mad if you go into an audition and your movement isn't what they liked or what they wanted, because it's their audition. You don't have to go to it, you know?
Yeah, true.
But be who you are, but show them that you can give them what they asked you for. Because a lot of times when you show people what they asked you for, the respect is on a million. So when you do your own shit, nobody could talk to you because you just showed everyone that you could do what anybody asked you for anyway. You could do it all. I think that's what everybody should strive for, is to be able to book everybody's job. I mean, you're looking back at, you know,
I'm sorry. Put the people in the back.
you be like, put the people in the back. People in the back. These side effects have me dead. No, but you know what I'm saying? I just feel like a lot of people get in their heads a lot, and people find reasons for why things don't happen. And let's just be clear, the industry's, you know, it's incredible, but it's super whack, and it's super judgmental, and it's super put you in a fucking box that you don't belong in. But it's the industry. It's kind of what it is. It's always been like that. But the winners that come out of it running this shit and becoming icons are the ones that go in, deliver what you got to deliver, and then add your shit to it. You know what I'm saying? The ones who go in, they know who you are. You do what you have to do, but don't shit yourself. Like, don't whack yourself out. First of all, don't do no job that hurts your heart. If you walk in a job and it makes your heart feel like shit, get out the job.
Sorry to this man.
Period.
No, but you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because a lot of people withstand a lot of bullshit because they're trying to keep the job. And I get it. Certain jobs, you know, money's good, blah, blah. But if your heart is not, if your soul is getting messed with, get out of the job. That's not the only job in the world. That's not the last job you're going to get. You know what I mean? But don't be whiny and complaining and not smash what the fuck you was in there to smash. Because that's when you become the leader. That's when you take the game another place. That's when you open doors for other people. You know what I mean? If you go in there and you withstand some of the bullshit, but you come out on top because you smash everything they gave you, but then you come in and then you throw your own shit on it, nobody can talk to you. Then now you opened up the door for everybody else that's coming in the audition after that, or in the scene after that, because now they know, oh, I can't just judge everybody and say if they don't do that, they can't do that. Because look at so-and-so, look at so-and-so, look at so-and-so. You know what I'm saying? And that's in everybody's camp. in a Puff Daddy, in a Chris Brown, in a Christina, it's literally in every single camp. You got people hitting every switch in everybody's camp. It's not because a lot of people think, oh, the Chris Brown camp, oh, if you're not straight, you can't get it. Go in there and bring God in that room and see who's straight. Not like that, but I'm just saying, in every single job that you already put all these stereotypes on and all these things on, there's just incredible humans in there killing it. It really don't have nothing to do with what your sexuality is. It's really about if you smashed or not. Because in every single category of the job game, there's people in there smashing.
Yes.
That go home and put on a whole nother situation. And it's just what it is.
Sprinkling.
A damn sprinkle. That damn sprinkle. I see so many people out here that I respect, and I'm trying to, but I didn't want to distract the talk. It's just so many of them in here. I can't.
No.
A lot of my Toronto people, I see Keisha, I see everybody's in here. Come on. Josh, you know the building.
Shame. Mute that. Sorry. sorry.
Okay,
it's been a great conversation, and it's just been like the people in this chat, this particular session has been like amazing, and all the things you're saying is so great, and it's just an honor to even have you on my live.
Listen, thank you for even asking me to come on here. I was literally just outside on my porch with my pups, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Neighborhood watching as I was trying to comb my hair and things. And I said, shit, let me just jump on and do a 1-2. But for real, enough respect. I'm happy that these sessions are happening, and it's good to see a lot of people talking. It was good to see Frankie. I know Frankie for a while. Yeah. But it's just good to see him talk and hear his voice. It's been a long ass time. Amanda.
Okay.
I love Amanda. Y'all know it's a lot of people it's a lot of people in here that's super special, and there's a lot of, you know what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
Anyway,
no, they're different.
I'll say this. I
give you a sound effect, a crowd. Y'all. Dropping the gems. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Listen, anytime. Enough respect. Keep doing it. Peace. Yes, I'm combing my hair. Shit. Yes. Let it go.
Woo! That was bomb. Yeah. I think that was a great benediction. That was like, yeah. So really quick, I just want to wrap it up just because we're a little over time. Like, this was a great talk. Please, I'm going to have my Instagram and on the WWHB Instagram, WWHB.net Instagram, like, more discussion topics, my little question and answer. I'll drop my memes down. Like, all the guests were super, super amazing. Like, this was amazing. Yeah, thank you for everybody who came in, who I messaged, and just who came in, period. Like, it really, truly means a lot. And this is just a conversation that we need to have. Really quick, before we end the show, you know I have to do my shade grenades and my choreo of the week. Okay, so we cannot leave today without my shade grenades. So my shade grenades are going out to who? Nicole Kirkland and Just Be More for trying to start a OnlyFans. At least Nicole Kirkland and her girlfriend's OnlyFans. That is who my shade grenades go out to, because Jesus be offense. Jesus be offense. Okay? And I'm just going to keep it at that because you know what that is. You said what?
It's a great source of income.
Is it a great source of income? Because, I mean, goddamn. Like, you already monopolizing dance. You gotta monopolize OnlyFans too? Goddamn.
I mean, you know.
I mean, all I'm saying is that, really? I mean, do we gotta do that? It's like, don't you teach kids? I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It's like, don't we have morals at some point? I'm just saying.
We could talk about who else teaches kids.
I mean, true. I mean, all these hoes teach kids. I mean, y'all, OnlyFans is popular. If y'all don't know, DM me because I can give y'all some dancers who do OnlyFans and some teachers who do OnlyFans. If we gonna get messy about it. Boom. So what are we going to give Nicole Cricket and her girlfriend?
So what's your sentence for her?
Electric chair.
Okay. And really quick, our choreo of the week that we always do, just to end it out on a bomb note, is going to Alex Simone. He is so bomb. My bitch. Alex Simone. This choreo freaking eats. So let's just look at it really quick. Okay. If you don't know. Fixing the hat. I love you in the bedroom. Fucking make love like it's made. Yeah, so period. Let me finish real quick. Oh my God. I can't pin it. I can't pin it, but it's stressing me out. But yeah, choreo of the week goes to Alex Simone. Sorry, I'm going down. We will pin it later, and we will also post it on our WWHB net page. Please follow. Alex Simone is bomb. A great representation of just what excellent is, period. Thank you guys so much for just like coming in. All our guest speakers. Like next week, we will be back for another topic, different guests. It's going to be lit. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. And yeah, please go on my story. I'm gonna have a thing, put in the comments, and it's cash shit. And we out there.
Real high girl shit.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm my bed, but I mean his too.